Hello, and welcome back to another episode of A Brit Does Baseball Does podcast. I'm Cal, and I'm joined by Gaz. How you doing, big man? How are you?
I'm good. If you're watching this on YouTube, you'll notice I've got a very fashionable bucket hat.
It's
Now,
so
this
cool.
this one is, you'll notice it's a thistle. I believe it's called a thistle, even with my slight lisp. And this is the national flower of Scotland. Now, for those of you that don't know what Scotland is, I don't blame you. But basically, they are England's annoying neighbours to the north who seem to always beat us in rugby. And this past weekend, I had the pleasure of watching Scotland beat France. And I was supporting Scotland because it's France. But yeah, that's what Emily picked up this nice bucket hat for me. I thought I'd wear it for at least the first segment, and then we'll see how my head feels.
I dig it. I think it suits you. I think it's fantastic all around. I love what's going on here. I love the game. That was rad. But I think I love you in the bucket hat slightly more than I loved putting 50 points against France.
It might make it to It might make it to the baseball drip this year. I might wear it for an at bat.
Oh, under your base coaching helmet.
I don't know. We'll find out. I wear a lot more outrageous stuff. I feel like a bucket hat. They'll be like, "Oh, he's toned it down this year." So
Over the top of the helmet, maybe when you're at bat.
yeah, I'm not going to be pitching, but if I'm on the mound for whatever reason.
Wonder what the rules are in low A British baseball about bucket hats in the outfield.
Let's find out. I'll take a deck chair out there as well. I'll make a real afternoon of it.
I dig it. But speaking of baseball, as we do frequently, that's kind of the whole point. The World Baseball Classic is going on just now. And there's a little bit of an interesting scenario happening tonight, the 11th of March. If you're watching it, then if you're watching it in the future, it's been and gone. You know what's happened, but it's I don't quite understand. I only saw it briefly this afternoon, but Italy, Mexico seems to have quite a massive amount of weight to it now, does it not?
Yeah, so long story short, it's Pool D. It's the one that contains Great Britain and Brazil. And the way the games just happened to be scheduled was that Italy, the US, and Mexico, the teams that have, professional baseball players on them, mostly throughout the roster, they all whooped Great Britain and Brazil. So that they're all sitting 3-0 going into the last games of the pool play. USA then beat Mexico. They were all 2-0. USA played Mexico, beat them. It was close, but good game. So the US were then 3-0, and then the US played Italy, and if the US won, they would win Pool D. Italy actually came out as the winners. They raced to an 8-0 lead. It got a little bit more respectable towards the end. I think it finished 8-6 to the US.
Oh my God.
8-6 to Italy. This is why it's getting interesting. So Italy are now 3-0. Mexico are 2-1, and the US are 3-1. Mexico and Italy are the last pool game. It works out something like if Italy win, but Mexico, I think if Italy win, then Italy and the US are through. If Mexico win, but score less than 4 runs, 1, 2, 3, or 4 runs is what I actually saw, then Mexico and Italy go through. If Mexico win, but they score 5 or more runs, Mexico, then the US and Mexico are through. It's really complicated.
There's definitely so much room for match fixing here in a really, really fun way.
Emmanuel Class, say anyone? Yes. So yeah, basically the US could be out because they couldn't beat Vinny Pasquantino and an espresso machine, basically.
That's so good. I love baseball so much.
For those of you that don't know, the Italian home run celebration, essentially they hit the home run, they do the old trot, and then they come back in, and Vinny Pasquantino has an espresso machine in the dugout, and they basically, they do all the high fives and that. They come and see the Pasquatch, who's the Italian team captain, and he basically gives them a shot of espresso just to liven them up. They also have a nice jacket. Now, I only listened to this earlier. So you know how like most teams, when they have a home run jacket, there's like loads of flags on it and loads of like patterns, and it's normally quite standout.
Yeah.
So the Italians just have a blue jacket, like nothing really special to do it, and didn't really think much of it. And then I found out that they're sponsored by Armani. So that jacket is basically a however many $1,000 jacket made by Armani just because they're sponsoring Italy in the World Baseball Classic.
That's so good. That's gonna go on auction and be sold to someone in New York for thousands upon thousands of dollars after the World Baseball Classic. That's gonna be really cool.
Yeah, the Italians are doing the celebrations right, I will say.
Hell yeah. Significantly better than the British one. What was ours where they have to put like the bearskin hat on and the like Queen's Guard jacket?
Yeah, they did. It was more fun than the previous one. I think the previous one they just had a cup of tea. I think on this one they get like the full on like coat of arms. They're dressed up like a Queen's Guard outside Buckingham Palace. I quite like it.
The hat or the jacket. Pick one. Two is excessive.
Hat, obviously.
The hat's cool. The jacket is like, all right, none of these guys are actually from Britain. What's going on here?
Yeah. But important news for Britain. After getting, to be fair, we were very competitive. Oh, quick, Great British rundown. We're out the tournament. But because we didn't finish bottom of the pool, because we smashed Brazil 8-1 in the final game, it means that we don't need to re-qualify for the 2029 World Baseball Classic. So we're automatically into the Classic in 3 years' time, which is essentially what all the commentators were saying were, okay, so Britain are just using their best starter in the last game because it was against Brazil. We beat them 8-1. I actually caught some of that game. I was away for most of the World Baseball Classic, so I was only watching the highlights. But even in the games, like, we had Mexico, we were drawing with them up until the 8th inning, like 1-1. We were leading the US for 5 innings. Tarek Skubal on the mound. It was only 1-0, but it doesn't matter. And we only lost to Italy 7-4. So I thought we competed. We didn't get any of these mercy rules that are happening. We got the win, and we don't need to go through the qualifying process. So in 3 years' time, we'll be sitting here getting smashed by probably Dominican Republic or Japan for a change. Who knows?
No, I seen when I was looking at the highlights in the morning and stuff, like the name Nate Eaton kept coming up, and I don't know anything about it. Is he Red Sox? Is that Nate Eaton, or is he somewhere else?
I thought he was the Giants. Let me double check. But I think he had one game where he hit 2 home runs. No, he's the Red Sox. Red Sox, I apologize.
Because he was hitting first and crushing it. Then we had Harry Ford doing his thing, who, by the way, I think it went massively under the radar. There's this one play where someone's throwing it from the outfield, and they're throwing it, and it's way offline, and it's way late, and Harry Ford leaps out the air like a prime Manuel Neuer and just like catches it, and it's a phenomenal stop, but because the run scores, it doesn't really matter. But like there's other runners on the base and stuff, and it was fucking rad. I was like, holy shit, this guy is actually as good as I thought he was, believing only the hype we've created on this podcast.
Yeah, we're still waiting for him to come on the podcast. Now he's at the WBC. If he wants to come on, I won't say no.
It'd be nice. I'd like to hang out with Harry.
Yeah.
See what music does he like? I don't know.
Crocodile
probably.
Crocodile Death Trap. I can only assume. The WBC's been fun. There's only really one more story that we wanted to cover. We'll probably do a quick review once the WBC is over. I think at this point they're just coming to the end of pool play. Aside from the US maybe being eliminated, it's your usual suspects. I think Japan are through, Korea, Dominican Republic, Puerto Rico, Canada. I think it's out of them, or Cuba. Venezuela are through. I might have said too many countries. I don't know.
No, I think you're right. Canada's in a qualifying game against Cuba today, I believe.
Yeah, I think if Canada win, they're through. But anyway, it doesn't, it's Canada. It's fine.
Who cares?
Yeah. Our last story we kind of want to cover in this little, we're doing like a mini rounders roundup of the World Baseball Classic in 5 minutes or less. Yes. Do you remember back in 2023, Czech Republic faced Japan, and a electrician by trade, baseball player by night, struck out Shohei Ohtani? Do you remember that?
I do. I remember it well. I watch the video often.
Sometimes when you're feeling down, just watch Ohtani being struck out by it.
Striking out, just being struck out by anyone. I'll watch it.
Anyway, so his name is Andre Sataria, and he's retired. He's only 29 years of age. He was a bit younger than I thought. But he took to the mound in his last ever game against Japan, ironically, in the WBC. Pitched really well. He went 4 2/3, 6 hits, 3 Ks, no earned runs. His battery mate then came in, and not his battery mate, that's the catcher. The bullpen then came in and gave up 9 runs to Japan, so they ended up losing, but they didn't get mercy ruled, and all the runs were in the 8th inning.
Oh well.
It was fun, and
I did see the video of him coming off the mound and taking a really long time to like really soak it all up, and not a single person gave a shit. They were like, "No, take your time, man. This was really cool. It was a really lovely video to watch."
I think like Japan were already through, and they didn't play Otani, they didn't play Seiya Suzuki, they didn't pitch anyone with any value. I think it was just a nice moment. They were like, you obviously you made your name for yourself in 2023. Come back to pitch like that in the Tokyo Dome, like nothing but like I'll take my bucket hat off for that and give him a quick round of applause. There we go.
Yeah,
and I'm gonna put it back on because my hair's not looking great.
You look lovely. Stop it.
That's the World Baseball Classic. The magic of it. Electricians can strike out the most. I mean, you probably wouldn't be able to get good odds on it, but no, you'd get great odds on it. Yeah, phenomenal odds. If he knew a guy, he should bet on it. Electricians striking out arguably maybe the best two-way players who have ever played the game, and that's the magic of the WBC.
It's pretty rad. You know who's not striking anyone out anytime soon?
No. Yeah, Hunter Green. It's a shame. So we're going to flip back. That's the end of the WBC. We're switching back to, America, because that's the only spring training that matters as much as I'd love the London Mets to matter like that. Hunter Green's out. He felt a little bit of discomfort in his last start. Went to an MRI, and it's revealed they knew that he had bone spurs, I think, and they were bothering him. So he's having surgery to get that cleared up. He will be out until July at the earliest.
Damn, that's a real shame. He's great. I really hope that he comes back like fine, and this isn't one that kind of negatively impacts him any longer than it has to. I think he's a really great pitcher, and it's a shame to see someone miss, half a season like that.
Yeah, you just hope. Like there were rumors that elbow discomfort. You don't want the two dreaded words of Tommy John. Thankfully, it's not. It does make you wonder. Maybe he could have had the surgery January, February, and he'd come back even sooner. But I guess I believe he was pitching hurt last year, so maybe he just thought he could go through it, but evidently not. And that's a real spanner in the works for the Reds, because I will die on this hill. I was very high on the Reds rotation, but it's that age-old thing of I love their 1 to 5, and then maybe one more player after that. But if two of them went down injured, they may struggle. And I think the rotation is what's going to contend them in the wild card this year. And losing your ace isn't going to be very beneficial to that.
Yeah, I mean, I have a bit of an opposite thing where their rotation is great. I just think the Reds are like the single most boring team in all of baseball, and Hunter Green is just about the only exciting thing about it. So it's a real shame for the Reds.
Well, watch out for Chase Burns, who is hitting like 98, 99. I think he carved up the Yankees in his debut last year. He'll probably now get a real run at it. He could be as exciting as Hunter Green.
No, that'd be cool. I'll pay attention briefly until I get bored and watch someone else exciting.
Do you know who may be getting very bored this season?
I don't know. By the sounds of it, he's not bored at all. He's just doing stuff.
No, he's not. Well, he's not going to be doing anything for this season. It's Jurickson Profar, who received a 162-game ban for his second failed drugs test, PEDS, performance enhancing, whatever you want to call them. So he missed 80 games last year. He's currently in the middle of a 3-year contract with the Braves, who won't be on the hook for his salary this year for $15 million. Woof. But they now need to contend a whole season without someone who they were probably going to be relying on a lot.
And then the next season of his 3-year contract, there might not be much baseball for him to play anyway. That's if they don't cut him. I think it's amazing that he's not just been cut. Fucking just get out of here. You're never going to play baseball again.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing, because they signed him to 3 years. I think it was $12 million in the first year, and I think he only got 6 of it because he missed half the year. He won't get any of the 15 million this year, and next year I believe is also 15 million.
Okay. Well, that's
So
not too bad for the Braves then.
no, but they are still going to be on the hook for that next year, even if they don't want him to play. So that's probably why they've not DFA'd him or cut him. I think there's an argument that if you went to like a normal court, right, not the MLB Players Association where the bosses are screwing the sisters-in-law, but like a proper like meat and potatoes court, and the Braves could go, well, we've signed you for 3 years and you've only played half a year and you've not been injured. You've just been injecting yourself with, or however he's taking it. I think the first one was a mistake, and it's like, okay, maybe it is. You do get those where it's like, oh, he didn't know what he was taking. The argument is you're being paid $12 million a year. You should know exactly what's going in your body. Get a grip. But it's like, okay, you can sort of let one go, but when it's a second test twice in 2 years, it's like,
come on,
really,
dude.
really,
come on. Performance enhancing drugs when you're not performing is a really funny concept too. Like, why were you taking those? You had no. That's like me taking PEDs. To what avail? There's no reason for you to do that. You're not performing.
Well, he won't be performing for a very long time. Yeah, I think that. Well, those are the two real headline stories that have come out recently from spring training. Have you got a bit of a Giants update for us before we crack on with the main bit of the episode?
Yeah, Kings of the Cactus League. I think we've still only lost like 2 games. It's rad. I love it. Spring training is my favorite. The Giants win every game.
Fair enough. Short and sweet. I love it.
Yeah, dude.
The main segment of tonight's episode, we're not going to be going for too long today. It's a new segment that we've brought into our interview episodes, which I don't know why we haven't brought in sooner. It's called Mount Rushmore, which I'm sure all of you have heard of in the world. But for those of you that don't, Mount Rushmore is a statue. I don't know what you'd call it. A rock carving
hill with some decoration.
Sure, big hill with some decorations, and there are 4. It's 4 of America's best presidents carved into a wall because I don't know, money. And essentially, it's used as a colloquial term for like the 4 best of something you idolize. So if I was going to do my Mount Rushmore of Brit Does Baseball hosts, it would be Cal, Alan, Josh, and George, because I'm not that self-centered to put myself on there.
That's humble. I'd put me first, but I respect your humbleness.
I would then be there with a dynamite, blowing it up and just having a statue of me.
Building a new one.
Anyway, so that's the basic concept. So we just thought we'd have a bit of fun. We've got 3 Mount Rushmores each. Each one has a different category. And it's just our 4 favorite players, or who makes our Mount Rushmore of this given category. So, Cal, over to you.
Right. So, okay. To further prefix, it's current and non-active players. It's also, to be quite clear, not who we think are the best players, just who we like the best. So, like, for example, Greg Maddux, phenomenal pitcher. He's not on my list. Is he in yours?
No.
There you go. Right. So purely vibes based. There's going to be no statistics. We'll start off with the pitchers. Do you want to trade 1 for 1, or do you want to go 1 through 4 each?
Let's trade 1 for 1. We'll do 1 for 1.
All right. So my first pitcher is not active. When I first heard this man's name and his nickname, I think I laughed for about 20 minutes. Then I got shown the video of him fucking blowing up a bird. Dude, what the hell? Randy Johnson, the big unit, the horny penis, is absolutely first on my Mount Rushmore of pitchers. He's a big, scary motherfucker with a really funny name. And also he was sick. Like, it helps that he was also very good. But fuck it, the bird video being called horny penis, so good.
I wasn't going to lead with him, but because you said him, I've also got Randy Johnson on my list.
Yeah, let's go.
Different reasons. So, like, as we said, they're not stat-based. I've not looked up any of his stats, and I've only been into baseball since 2023. But the amount of people who just say how dominant he was, and I've seen snippets of him just striking out people, throwing 200 pitches, lovely, long, luscious locks. Randy Johnson has to be on my Mount Rushmore just for the hair.
Mustache, dude. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. All right. Do you wanna go next? Then?
Yeah, I'll go next. This one won't come as most of a shock to our regular listeners. It's the Arse Man. It's Javier Assad.
Ass man shovel day. Let's
It's
go.
always Arse Man shovel day. Fell in love with him. He looks a bit like the turtle out of Over the Hedge, whose name escapes me.
Shelly is probably
Sheldon. Yeah, I think it might be Sheldon.
Sheldon. I think it's Sheldon.
Sheldon's his Christian name, I believe. But he just is one of those things where he doesn't look like he would be a good pitcher. Like he's pudgy, he's quite short. But him in 2024, man, that first in 2023 he was shit. I hated him. I don't know why, but I was just like, because when someone's really bad, you just want to love them. And that's what it became. And in 2024, before he got injured, he actually was like sub-3 ERA for like 4 months of the year. He's got like 5 pitches. He's not going to overpower anyone, but he can just change the speeds a little bit, get a few swing and misses. A lot of batted ball luck. Like, I can't give you percentages, but that Matt, he left like so many runners left on base just because he had Dansby Swanson behind him throwing him out.
That's cool.
But yeah, and look, first start for Mexico in the WBC, he went 3 1/3, no runs. It was an Arse Man shovel day on the international stage.
Let's go. Fucking, I love him. What a guy. I'm glad he's on your list. My next guy is again, I love him from, I don't know a lot about him as a player, but Tim Lincecum is just such a little dork, and he's the best. He's probably in the Mount Rushmore of Giants pitchers anyway, but his just what he did for San Francisco, him just being like this massive recluse, like no one ever really sees him. He's just a wee stoner guy. He's just super skinny, but was just fucking super dominant. He looks like how I would describe most of my friends, like if they were a bad police sketch. That's what Tim Lincecum looks like. I just love him. He was great. He was fantastic, and I love it even more that he hates being fame. Like, it was a real bummer to him that he was fucking great at his job. I think that's really funny.
Was he the one that had like the long hair that looked like he wouldn't look out of place in like Green Day back in the day?
Yes.
Yeah. I know who you're on about.
Hell yeah. And to keep it Giants, my other Giant up there is Madison Bumgarner, because I think I'd not be welcomed back in the city of San Francisco. Not that I go often if I didn't also mention Mad Bum. My notes here say dominance and I want to be a cowboy, baby. He likes horses. He lives on a ranch. He got like one major injury in his career, and it was like because he fell off a horse or something. Like he also just goes full recluse mode. He's a complete psychopath. He hit fucking so many home runs, dude. I was watching a video of him the other day of just Bumgarner absolutely hitting bombs. Is a lot of fun. Again, with the World Series, him and Tim Lincecum are next to each other in my Mount Rushmore of pitchers.
I was going to go Mad Bum, but then I thought you would definitely have him, so I wanted to have a little bit of difference. My third pitcher is Tim Wakefield. Knuckleball. It's my favorite pitch. He's probably one of the most well-known knuckleballers. He was the star of the film Knuckleball. Yeah, and obviously, he's not with us anymore, but it was when I watched the Red Sox documentary, like when they won the World Series, it came out on Netflix, and he just seemed like such a chill dude. And it's like, it's more for me than knuckleball. Like, I think it's the most unique pitch in all of baseball. It's my favorite pitch. So I couldn't have a list of best pitchers right next to the Arse Man, the best knuckleballer, Tim Wakefield.
I dig it. Not Matt Waldron.
No, he's a Padre. My fourth and final one, kind of. I thought we were going to go hitters first, but I'll make do. My fourth and final one, I've got Ichiro Suzuki.
Okay.
As my my Mount Rushmore. I like Ichiro Suzuki. I think he's pitched against He played an exhibition game against a school and was pitching like 85 off the mound. So I had to do a little bit of digging, and it's the only stat. I've looked up. He pitched in one game for the Miami Marlins at the age of 41. What did he do? 1 inning pitched, gave up an earned run, ERA of 9. He had a FIP of 3.13. I don't even know what that means, but I can only imagine it's good.
Fuckers in position. I think that's what that means.
Whatever. He faced 5 batters, got out of it, only giving up 1 run. That, for me, Ichiro Suzuki is on my Mount Rushmore.
My favorite pitchers of all time, Ichiro Suzuki, is one of the first guys I definitely thought of.
I thought he pitched more. I was trying to find. I bet there's like Japan stats and stuff here, but Baseball Reference obviously only care about America. So anyway, Ichiro Suzuki.
All right, my final face on Mount Rushmore is CC Sabathia. Largely, one of my first jerseys I had. My dad had bought me a jersey when he went to New York, and he bought me, I think it was 52. And I had to like look up who that was. And it was just this this fridge of a man, big dog. By all accounts, seems like he was fantastic. I believe he had a few addiction issues and then kind of sorted himself out. There was one story I seem to remember, and I'm quite certain this is the story, but if I'm wrong, who cares? He was on track to earn like a large bonus in his contract if he like struck out one more person. But the guy that was at bat had done something to upset one of his teammates earlier on in the game. So he hits him and then gets pulled from the game, doesn't get his large bonus, but fucking sticks with his team. And I think that's rad. Also, the idea of a human fridge throwing a ball at me is terrifying enough that I want him on my Mount Rushmore of pitchers. So yeah, we're going CC Sabathia. Absolutely.
I think he did sacrifice. Oh no, the Yankees gave him the bonus.
Oh, they still gave it to him.
Yeah, it was an innings. It was he was too short of the 155 inning target.
Oh right.
But he gave up a $500,000 bonus to hit the guy, and then just
so
yeah. So they paid it anyway. Good on them.
Fuck yeah, that's good. See, this is why baseball is important. You wouldn't get that in the NFL.
So we're going to move from pitchers. It's only fair. We're doing hitters. I classify this as also position players, so they may not be the best hitters, as we said from the outset, but they're on our Mount Rushmore. I'm going to kick it off. I did have a slightly different order, but I'll snake draft it. Ichiro Suzuki is on the hitters Mount Rushmore.
All right, fair enough.
Should have been unanimous. In an ideal world, we do the hitters first, and I would go Ichiro, and then at the end of the pitchers, I go, Ichiro Suzuki again.
There we go.
Things never go to plan when you don't talk about it before. One of the most beloved players in MLB history, the first Japanese superstar, the first Japanese man to get inducted into the Hall of Fame. I don't know what much more I can say. Obviously, with the 9 ERA in MLB, the guy could do it both ways. Just saying. Ichiro Suzuki leads off my Mount Rushmore.
I dig it. It was his Hall of Fame. It was almost unanimous, but one from the reporters that voted, and he was like, "I want to take him out to lunch and find out why."
that writer needs to reveal him or herself to this day.
Yeah, I think they're gonna stay quite hidden. But yeah, apparently he was trying to find out who it was to be like, I just want to know why. Like, what did I do to upset you? Which, he seems like a lovely guy. I'm sure it was purely just to find out what his grievance was and probably apologize. My first hitter is my favorite player of all time. It's Buster Posey, which is not a surprise to anyone, really. I've talked enough about Buster Posey on this podcast before, and there will be plenty of times where I talk about him in the future. I just adore that man.
Could you give us his full Christian name just once more? Because I love the fact you know it off by heart.
What, Gerald Posey? Gerald Buster Posey the second or third?
I don't know. I thought you'd know it.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's Gerald Posey the second or third.
I actually thought Buster was his real name.
So did I until like a year ago.
Gerald still is a great name. I'll trade you a giant for a giant. I've got Barry Bonds on my hitters Mount Rushmore. Aside from the allegations, which were never proven, even though I think he admitted to.
Which allegations? Him being a prick or him using steroids? Because he definitely did both.
More the latter. I think the first one was it cockfighting the Roosters?
Jesus, I don't know. Was it Roosters or was that just him getting brave in the showers? Who knows?
Anyway, Barry Bonds is on my hitters Mount Rushmore. Leads the league in history. I think is he the all-time home run leader?
I believe so.
Yeah. Also the all-time intentional walks leader.
Yes.
Or walks leader. Get you a man that can do both, aside from the off the field stuff. Should be in the
make
Hall of
sure it's not Barry Bonds that you get to do both, because he is a wanker that used drugs and was like not a great dude. But
his should be in the Hall of Fame.
He should be. He should be in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, he probably won't be because reporters are fucking losers, really. My next hit, we'll keep it Giants, unsurprisingly. Not the best of hitters. There's one grand slam that comes to mind. I believe it was in Kansas City. It's Brandon Crawford. Much like watching videos of Shohei Ohtani striking out makes me happy and feel inner peace, watching Brandon Crawford field ground balls brings a sense of peace and calm that I didn't know I'd had within me. He's just silky with it, bro. He's fucking just smooth. Watch him turn double plays all day. It's the best.
Defensive powerhouse. Did he finish his career at the Cardinals? He did like 1 year.
Yeah, he was there for a year, and it shouldn't have happened because it means that he's not like a one club guy. Like, he could have just given him a contract and then not played him. It would have been fine. But yeah, he went to the Cardinals, and it was weird for everyone.
Yeah, I think you could have played about as much as he played on the Cardinals, because I think he was there to Minter Mason win.
What fucked me off the most, I'm sorry, I don't get a chance to talk about this often. The Giants started Nick Ahmed over giving Brandon Crawford another year. Nick Ahmed, who is, I'm quite confident, the worst baseball player I have ever seen in my fucking life. And he played there for just about a year before Tyler Fitzgerald kind of got his chance and then was pretty good. But what the fuck were you all doing? Oh, I'm so glad that Farhan Zaidi's gone. I don't think he's even with the Dodgers anymore. I think he's changed. I think he's with the Lakers. Just fucking good. Get him out of baseball. Fuck that guy. You ruined the romance for everybody, you prick. Anyway, who's next on your list of hitters?
I've got the man of steel, and that's steel spelled Steal. I've got Ricky Henderson. Get you a man that can steal approximately 1,406 bases in your career, which is just under 500 shy of second place in Lou Brock. And no one's ever going to catch that.
No.
Ever. Like, you'd have to, I think we worked it out the other day. Let's say you have, a 20-year career in MLB if you're lucky. Let's say 15. So what we're talking 1,406 divided by 15. You'd need to steal 93.7 bases a year if you played for 15 years to match the record.
Just to match it. That's what. Surely, this is what bothers me. How did no one figure it out? Did they not think he might go here every time?
If you play for 20 years, it's 70 bases. So a little bit more manageable, but the only one that springs to mind is Ronald Acuna a couple of years ago.
That's wild. If you played for 40 years, then it's 35, and even that's a shit ton.
I don't think you're stealing any when you're 60. But yeah, Ricky Henderson is on my Mount Rushmore. But Ricky Henderson's on base. He's then stealing second and third. Doesn't matter. Barry Bonds is going to pop a homer there, and maybe some drugs as well.
It is. And Ricky's run around the bases 4 times in the time it's taken for the ball to land because he's hit it 7,000 feet.
Good 1-2 punch.
I've got another giant.
Are they all giants?
No, there's one not giant, but this guy has at least played for 2 other teams. Matt Chapman sounds exactly like Tom DeLonge, who's the lead singer of Blink 182, just when he's talking, and it's really funny. He's an underrated hitter and a phenomenal kind of defender, but he's just a silly boy. I love him. He was wearing a Wu-Tang vest under his jersey for every game last year. Why?
Because he can.
I don't know. I've just always liked him. When I was first getting into baseball, he was on the A's, and I always thought he's really great. I'd love to have him on the Giants. Then he went to Toronto, and I got to see him play live quite a few times, and I always loved him. And he wasn't great in Toronto, but he was still pretty good. And then woke up one day, saw the good news that the Giants were signing Matt Chapman, and was like, oh, this feels like full circle almost for me. I felt real good about it. Yeah, he's great. Also, well, I'll finish it off here. My last hitter, rounding off what is an incredible infield of hitters for my Mount Rushmore. Vladimir Guerrero Jr.
Good pick.
I love him. I have socks with his face on. I love him that much. Getting to watch him live in Toronto was another worldly experience. You see it with football sometimes where you're watching a play and you're just like, I'm so grateful that I get to see this guy. Like you see like Haaland come play and you're like, wow, like that's excellence right there. That's how I felt about Vladimir Guerrero Jr. I've not seen balls hit as hard as I have when I've seen him play. He's permanently good vibes. Again, I just love him. And that's the whole point of this list. But I don't know. I love that he hates the Yankees. That's really funny to me because of some like really fun personal vendettas that aren't fun for him, but fun for baseball reasons. And he's just smacking him about. It's great. Even when he's having a down year, he has a good year. What a boy.
I love that. I'm going to round out my 4. So I went with hitters, and with the exception of Ricky Henderson, they are actually... Well, Ricky Henderson must have been a good hit to get on base a lot. This is a man who I've previously said is I think, the nicest player in baseball, and that's Mike Trout.
Yeah.
I think, he's never been... I think he's been to the playoffs once. He's never going to win a World Series. At this point, he might not even ever play more than 100 games a year. But for what he was, like as a pure baseball hitter, it's maybe him and Aaron Judge. If you take away the likes of Barry Bonds, who may have been juicing a little bit, and Sammy Sosa. So for that reason, I couldn't go Aaron Judge over because his name's Aaron, and like what the fuck. It's Mike Trout for me, rounding out my Mount Rushmore. Just for a pure hitter, it's Mike Trout.
I dig it. He's not maybe the nicest guy in baseball just because he didn't reply to my drunk DM asking him to be on this show. But
that changes everything. I didn't know that. All right.
It's a fucking... In which case, it's Raimel Tapia.
That's the end of our second Mount Rushmore. Our third one is a bit of a niche one. So it's players. We've labeled it players I like that aren't on my team.
Yes, of all time, for no good reason.
Does that mean that they can never have played on your team?
I haven't done enough research. I don't think any of these have played for the Giants at all.
Okay, no worries. I'll let you lead off then.
All right. I'm going to burn through them 1 to 4 because I don't have much to say about them. I just like them. Number 1, Kevin Youkilis. The fuck is that batting stance? I love you. I had a Youkilis jersey when I was younger as well from my dad again. If I looked up him hitting once, was like, that's some Jedi bullshit. I love it. Ian Happ is good at baseball. I don't know. I just think he's cool. I've liked him forever.
I respectfully disagree.
Seth Beer. What a name. And then it couldn't be Casey Schmidt and it couldn't be Mike Yastrzemski. It was going to be Cal Raleigh, but he's been a bit of a prick to Randy Rosarino, so he's taken himself off. Bobby Witt Jr., dog.
I love that. All right, I don't think I can top it. I can come closer. So I had to quickly. Did have the names Mike Tockman and Jan Gomes written on the list, but because I play for the Cubs, I'll stay true to form and I'll switch them up. So starting off with the polar bear, Pete Alonso. I think that glove isn't going to deteriorate. I think he's going to get 50 home runs for the Orioles this year. I wish he'd come to the Cubs the year before. Second one, Shea Langoliers for the Oakland Athletics. The main reason for that is I heard a clip once where he hit a home run and I think it was Dallas Braden on commentary went Shea Bangoliers, and that's honestly the only reason why I like him.
So good.
Yeah. I've then gone for Andrew McCutcheon.
Furries.
Yeah. Got to represent. No, I just think, you know, him coming back to Pittsburgh was a feel good moment, and I love the emotion in that. Even if he hit like 2 home runs the last 2 years, I think he got double digits, but whatever. So Kutch City Bitch is on Mount Rushmore. Rounding it out, Dick Mountain himself, Rich Hill.
Hell yeah.
15. Actually, I think Rich Hill has played for the Cubs, but I'm going to let that one slide because he's played for like 20 teams in the league. So Rich Hill, Dick Mountain rounds out my Mount Rushmore of players I like for absolutely no good reason.
I dig it. Good lists. I'm sure everyone's going to have major issues with it. I don't care.
Yeah, I mean, they're welcome to. Let us know in the comments. It's great. Let us know. It's great. The more you comment, the more views we get. I love it. Just
this guy doesn't know ball.
You're right. He doesn't.
How can we ban a GIF?
I love the GIF. I wait to see every time I post one of them lists. I'm like, how long is it going to take for that GIF to appear in the comments? I think the last one actually came up, and the guy we did it on like who's going to win, like who's a World Series contender, etc. And the guy posted, I was like, okay, what would you change? He went, oh no, I actually love your content. I just don't know why. I'm a Kansas City Royals fan. I just want you to put them number 1. And I was like, no. Journalistic integrity. I don't know.
That's good. I like it.
But it's still got 200 likes off other people. So people probably did it, but then they don't read the comments underneath. They're like, oh yeah, I like that GIF. And then it's like, oh, he was actually taking the piss. But
just us getting absolutely flamed all the time, no matter what.
I love it.
Hell yeah. Let us know your Mount Rushmores of people that you like for no good reason, and we'll trade off. Maybe we'll put them all into a MLB The Show simulation one day where we'll have our Mount Rushmores against other people's Mount Rushmores, see how it goes.
Yeah, we'd have a hell of a bullpen. I'll tell you that much. Dick Mountain, Ichiro Suzuki's in there.
Randy Johnson, CC Sabathia. Fuck yeah.
I think it's just going to be Randy Johnson pitching for 9 innings.
And then that's allowed. You put CC in right field, that's okay.
CC can start the game and just beam it at him. Oh, and he's ejected. I think that's pretty much wrapped up. I'll leave you to do the closing, Cal.
All right. There's not much else to say, really. We've been a Brit Does Baseball Does podcast. I've been Cal. Gaz has been Gaz, unless something drastic has changed recently. And you've been wonderful. And we'll see you next time. Goodbye.
Up the Spurs.